Alright, so I've already covered how I train out of my backpack in a previous video, which a lot of you liked, but today I want to share with you how I train from my apartment without cluttering our space with excessive or bulky equipment and making sure that my setup, as minimal as it might be, still keeps me on track towards building a superhero physique. Check it out.
Quick announcement before we get into today's topic. Our new group coaching program, Superhero Hybrid Training, is about to launch. This is a 6-week program designed to get you fast results from building muscle to simultaneously dropping a ton of fat while laying the foundation for long-term success. So if you're interested, enrollment will be opening soon and will be limited to 50 people. Therefore, if you want to learn more but also have the chance to secure your spot in time, make sure that you click on the link below and subscribe to our superhero list.
Step number 1 to building a great physique without stuffing your apartment with a ton of equipment is leveraging the most effective bodyweight exercises. For this, all you need is some kind of pull-up bar and a set of gymnastic rings. Or if you can drill a pair of eye bolts into your ceiling, you can even stick to just a pair of rings. Because once you master ring dips and push-ups or weighted push-ups as you get more advanced, you don't really need a bench press anymore to sculpt a Greek god marble chest. And once you can do chest-to-bar pull-ups and inverted rows with ease, you don't need a lat or rowing machine either to carve a wide and V-shaped back. In other words, most of your main pull and push upper body exercises are covered with just these 2 pieces of equipment. That being said, there are 3 main choices when it comes to choosing an indoor pull-up bar. You have the wall-mounted version, if again you can drill on your walls, a couple of door frame versions, or your final option, a standalone pull-up tower. Starting with a wall-mounted pull-up bar, honestly, after rings, this is the next best option. Once again, assuming you can drill on your walls. So if you can get a decent one, you can use it for life. Plus, this is the most stable option. Our next options are door frame kind of pull-up bars. These are the most space efficient and minimally invasive options. So if you can, my recommendation here is going for the leverage loaded type of pull-up bar, which is safer than the screwy, or I don't know how you call it, telescopic kind of pull-up bar, especially if you're a heavy guy or if you want to work on weighted calisthenics with safety. Keep in mind, if you go for portable kind of pull-up grips or screwy kind of pull-up bars, you must have a really sturdy door frame, which was the case in my previous apartment and the reason I used one of those. At the end of the day though, keep in mind that you'll never really feel completely safe with these. For example, the moment I started using my old screwy pull-up bar in my new apartment, I ended up almost injuring my face and wrist after the bar fell off the door frame. And since, as it turned out, these kinds of pull-up bars are not an option for my new apartment, I decided to go back to a pull-up tower. Having tried a couple of these in the past, the downside here is that these are typically heavy and also take a lot of space. Even if you go for a lighter version, the problem is that these are not that stable. That being said, there is an option that might be actually worth trying for you if you're considering one of these. I'm talking about the Bull Bar 2.0, which is probably the sturdiest and easiest to store pull-up station out there right now, since you can fold it and unfold it in less than a minute, and it is the one that you're actually seeing me use right now. I only got this recently and haven't used it that much, but I must say I'm really enjoying it so far. Although calisthenics are amazing, they do have limitations, especially if you want to build that complete superhero physique. For example, it is tough to progressively overload and keep challenging your lower body and posterior chain only using bodyweight options. Next, while you can hit smaller muscles like biceps and shoulders with calisthenics, and I've done videos on that, adding dumbbells makes it just a lot easier, once again, to progressively overload and therefore make steady progress. And lastly, they also offer a bit more variety to your training, therefore keeping things fun in the long run. Once you get a decent pair, you can start working on heavy split squats, goblet squats, Romanian deadlifts to target your glutes, quads, and hamstrings, while also smoke your shoulders, biceps, and triceps with overhead presses, bicep curls, and skull crushers. Although, to be honest, I consider my version, the ring pike skull crusher, to be superior to dumbbell skull crushers. That being said, when it comes to adjustable dumbbells, there are two main types you can choose from. You have the old school spin lock dumbbells with plates. This is the more budget-friendly route and what I used for about a year and a half. Next, you have the dial adjustable dumbbells, a more premium option, of course. Having used both of these, I will say that from my experience, although the latter are indeed a lot more expensive, they are absolutely worth it if you can invest in them at least, especially if you want to keep things tidy and space is an issue. And by you, in this case, I probably mean a little bit more your wife. These are compact, lightning fast to adjust, therefore also extremely time saving and perfect for more specialized training such as supersets and density training. Up to this point, your setup is pretty simple, and honestly, if you want to keep it that way, you can stop here. But if you're open to a small extra investment and a little bit extra clutter, to be honest, the next best upgrade you can go for is a straight bar. For most guys, you don't have to go longer than 120 centimeters and thicker than 28 feet, since these bars can hold up to 140 kgs without taking that much space, since you can easily slide it under a bed, a couch, behind your door, if you don't have kids at least, or do what I do and simply throw it in a storage unit in your office. Although there are plenty of exercises you can do with this one, the main reason I personally have a straight bar is in order to go heavier on Romanian deadlifts. And since although dumbbells are great for getting started with these and learning the technique, grip strength eventually becomes a limiting factor if you want to go heavier. The way I set up my Romanian deadlifts in order to save time is by warming up mostly with my adjustable dumbbells. This way you don't have to constantly add and remove plates, and then I do most of my heavy sets on the bar. The reason I'm a big fan of these is because Romanian deadlifts don't just sculpt your glutes and hamstrings, but they most importantly strengthen and bulletproof your lower back while teaching you how to pick up heavy stuff off the floor with ease, a lifelong skill that everybody needs. That being said, if you combine these with the rest of the exercises we covered today, and of course a proper diet and intelligent programming, the only thing missing from your physique as you gradually get in superhero shape will be a cape. Okay, that was all for today. Keep in mind that if you need further help with organizing your training and diet to get the most out of it, but also set a foundation for building your superhero physique, once again, you might be interested in our upcoming superhero hybrid training bootcamp. Whether you're starting fresh or you're stuck at a plateau, this 6-week program will give you the structure and kick in the butt you need to start making progress again. If you follow all of our guidelines, we promise you fast progress while we help you lay the foundation for long-term success. Seats are limited to 50 people, so make sure you check the description and top in comment below and subscribe to our superhero list to secure your spot and grab your free guide. Doors open in less than 3 weeks. Keep on training.